Jurgen Klopp has a huge summer of squad and tactical rebuilding this summer, so in today's video, Coach Trek is going to make 4 key summer signings for his Liverpool side and put a Klopp 4-3-3 tactic together for the 23-24 season. Now, personally, I would love a swing back to the old school Klopp. High press and super high intensity, similar to what Newcastle have achieved this season. 4 signings, a new tactic, let's go. Smash a like on today's video and let me know down in the comments what team you would like me to cover next. The tactic file is now available for the patrons. Link down in the description where you can find all the tactic files for FM23. If Patreon's not your thing, don't worry. We'll go through all the team instructions along with the player roles, player instructions and opposition instructions. Right, first thing, little bit of squad building. So there's a lot of players leaving this summer. James Milner, Roberto Firmino, Oxlade-Chamberlain, or in Naby's case, a free transfer to Manchester City. So to get Liverpool back to this super high press, we need to completely rebuild the middle and midfield. So to help fund this midfield rebuild, we've sold Thiago, who had 1 year left on his deal, and Fabinho, who has been quite poor over the last few seasons. We got maybe a little bit too much Fabinho, maybe, than what he probably deserves, but I think the Thiago deal was about right. And that's helped us bolster 4 key new signings. And here they are. I brought in Alexis McAllister. Obviously, he's actually signed for Liverpool in real life, but someone that I think we can use in a variety of different roles in that midfield, including sitting in the base of the midfield. He did that a little bit for Brighton towards the end of the season. The most exciting one of the lot is Nicola Barella, someone I think would fit absolutely ideally into Liverpool's midfield, in particular going over to that right-hand side where Jordan Henderson did in his peak years at Liverpool. We've got that little issue with Salah and defensive work. We've also got the issue of Trent Alexander-Arnold coming in as an inverted winger, so I thought Barella playing on this right-hand side, 12 goal contributions for Barella in the Serie A this season. Liverpool have been slightly down. Their midfield hasn't really contributed to Premier League goals last season. And then along with Barella and McAllister, we've brought in Thuram, another player that has been linked. I am a big fan of him. I would kind of like to see him at my team, Manchester United, but it probably doesn't fit the kind of tactical style that Ten Hag wants to play. He is, though, ideal for Liverpool. He's a great dribbler, really young, 22. Ideal profile to be that box-to-box midfielder in the middle of midfield, full of energy, full of brilliant physical attributes as well. And then the last one was just a cheeky little punt. We needed a new right-back. It has to be someone who's kind of going to be half happy with playing a little bit of a bit part. They are going to have a lot of games in Europa League and stuff like that next year. I do think at times Trent needs to be taken out of the firing line, and they haven't been able to do that. Covering James Milner there. The Joe Gomez one probably doesn't work. Kyle Walker-Peters would be good on both sides and playing as a natural wing-back, full-back, or even an inverted full-back. So we've picked him up to finish off the transfer dealings. So with that, this is my 4-3-3 for Liverpool for the start of next season. We're going to go with Alisson in goal, sweeper keeper on attack, no play instructions. Inverted wing-back on attack. We are going with Trent Alexander-Arnold. You could quite easily change that to a complete wing-back. I would prefer him to stay in as a complete wing-back, but it looks highly likely Klopp is going to use him to help him probably build up in the middle of midfield and creating that ever-popular box formation with 2 sitters and then 2 maybe aggressive more 8s. On the right-hand side, we're going to go with Kanate. Ball-playing defender on defend with the player instruction, dribble more and stay wider just so he can carry possession. Also in possession, I'm a little bit worried with the rest defence, so I'm hoping that when we are in possession of the ball, he's just going to block these wide areas. With obviously Salah not great defensively, Trent is going to come into these areas. It will still leave Liverpool vulnerable in these wider areas, so I want Kanate just to drift in here and hopefully help stop anything, maybe a counter-attack or a transition. Left-hand side, we're going Virgil van Dijk, ball-playing defender on defend. And then we've got Andrew Robertson on that left-hand side. Been a little bit more reserved now because of the role of Trent, but we have got him as a full-back on support. We still want him bombing round that outside. Into the midfield, now you could go Henderson, you could go Barella, but he doesn't really suit it. Obviously, we've got McAllister in. He's done that a lot for Brighton over the last few months. Don't generally have like a really defensive number 6. Someone who is technically very good. I said Henderson can go in there. They could even work as a double pivot if they went down the route as a 4-2-3-1 as well. I would then go Thuram on that left-hand side. Power, energy, driving from midfield. And on the right-hand side, we're going Carolero, Barella, but with the option of get further forward, just so he gets into these areas a little bit as well. And then naturally cover the wide areas, in particular just helping this man out on this right-hand side, Mohamed Salah, whose defending attributes and defending numbers are not great. So that will help that little triangle. We'll still see Trent getting round the outside as well, but he will naturally come inside and play as a little bit more of a playmaker. And as I said, get that box in of Thuram, Barella, McAllister and Alexander-Arnold. And then on the left-hand side, it's a toss-up. I would go Gakpo. If we're after that really high pace, power, intensity, I think Gakpo on that left-hand side would be a better option. And I am a big fan, if you've known the channel for a while, I am a big fan of Darwin Núñez. So I'd love to see him get a go up front as a target forward. Gakpo can always go in there as well. I think Gakpo's probably got the physical profile to do it a little bit. And what we get with that target forward a little bit more as a presser is he just comes and drops in and links play a little bit better. I would have it on attack because we do want him naturally going into the channels and working those lines, working the shoulders of the centre-halves. Okay, that is the player instructions. Team instructions, positive mentality, fairly wide attacking width, passing to space because we're to encourage that quick, incisive passing. Can we get Salah in? Can we get Núñez in? Can we get Gakpo in down the flanks and down the middle? Play out from the defence. We still want to play. Higher tempo, high energy from Klopp. Slightly shorter passing. Playing against teams that are playing with a low block. I do move that onto short. It just helps with sort of like retaining possession, working it a little bit more. Couple of extra passes. Just trying to help break down teams that are playing with that low block. Nothing else ticked in that area. In transition, counter press, counter. This is from a standard Gegen press preset that I've been altering. So there you go. Counter press and counter. We want to see those boys flooding forward. We want to see Robertson. We want to see Trent. We want to see those midfielders getting high in the forwards and just leaving that centre midfielder, that holding midfielder and the two centre halves. Short kicks. Now we have got sweeper keeper on attack for Alisson, so we will still go long, but we're going to do that. Distribute to the centre halves just so we get a little bit of variation in his build-up. And then out of possession, much higher line of engagement. We want to really force it like they did back at the start of the early Klopp days. Much more trigger press, prevent shot distribution, step up more as well. We've been super aggressive with it, and high press. Has worked quite well defensively in the little simulation that I have done that I will show you at the end. My opposition instructions look like this. So we're trigger pressing the right backs, the wing backs, any defensive midfielders, so hold the centre DM, the DMCL, the DMCR, and we're also trigger pressing anyone who plays in the central midfield. So we're going to try and suck that ball into the middle a little bit, and then once it's in there, we're biting. We're also tighter marking the DMs and the midfielders as well. I think with Barella, Thuram, McAllister, the subs of Jones, Henderson as well, all in there. The midfield now is full of energy, so we want to encourage that ball going in there. Can we win it? Can we attack very quickly? All right, guys, that is the 4-3-3. Now, the simulation has been pretty impressive. Really good in terms of numbers. Only 5 defeats, 92 scored, and only 23 conceded. So with that high line, high press, we've done exceptionally well. Manchester United have had a really weird season, 93 points. I don't know where the hell that's come from. But our form, as you can see, was pretty good with those defeats kind of scattered throughout the season. What you can see is as well with the appearances, when I went on simulation and you go on holiday, I did play, use current tactics and use current team possible because I wanted to make sure that we had Thuram, Barella, McAllister all playing and those front three playing together as much as possible. So it does probably mean that absolutely shattered, which has maybe not helped with the simulation. But goal-wise, there you go. Darwin Núñez, a goal every game and more. 55 starts he's made, 37 in the league, 12 in the Europa, 4 in the FA Cup, 1 in the EFL, 57 goals. 18 goals for Salah, 13 for Jota. Gakpo got with 8. Thuram as well. Look at that, Thuram and Barella. We said we wanted goals from central midfield. We've got that. Them contributing. Look at Thuram. He has had a tremendous season. 18 assists, 25 goal contributions from that boy. And same with Barella as well. You know, he's playing as a Carrilero, not the most exciting role in the world, but that playing instruction of get further forward has helped him get 13 goal contributions. We also went on to win the Europa League as well, Champions League football. So let me know down in the comments, Liverpool fans, if you would take that as a season, a rebuild. Let me know about the transfers. Thank you very much for watching. Smash a like on today's video and let me know down in the comments who you want to see next. Check out the Patreon as well. Cheers, guys. Take care. See you later.